What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Welcome to the table. I am tapping in today because this is episode 4 of the five subject series that I started on Monday in regards to what I believe that all men need to be considered a whole man. So if you're barely joining in with me, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick recap. So far, what we've gone over is being a great communicator, being a historian. Yesterday I went over being a lawyer. Now today I'm gonna go over being a professor, and tomorrow we're gonna wrap this whole series up. I'm gonna go over being a gangster. While I have you with me, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. I do this stuff for you guys. All the information I put out, I believe, is relative, beneficial, helpful. And ladies, just because this series is about the men, feel free to go ahead and chime in. This is relative for you guys too, to know what to look for and identify when you're looking for a whole man, a quality man. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get in my kitchen so we can start cooking. All right. So, why being a professor is absolutely necessary? Well, men, the one thing that I've heard as a theme collectively across multiple forums, multiple publications, and things over the years, my gathered data, my observed experience, is that men are always saying they want their woman to listen. But fellas, what are you telling them? What do you want her to listen to? See, you can't just stand from the premise that, hey, I want my woman to listen. And that's why being a professor is absolutely necessary. You know, in previous broadcasts, I have said that as a man, you should always be feeding your mind and educating yourself. You should be providing yourself with experiences and knowledge to be able to be the best version of yourself, but being the most beneficial for yourself. And then if you're going to have an interaction with a woman or a relationship with a woman, well, you have to be coming from a place that you're teaching her something, and teaching her something that's actually beneficial for her life. You know, one of the things that I stand on as a principle of mine is I make it a practice to never ever ask, request, or instruct a woman that whatever it is not going to benefit her first. Whatever I'm asking is more than likely going to benefit her before it benefits myself. Because that's what I'm about. That's what I stand for. I believe that that's all men should be operating from that same premise. Now, why is this important? It's important, men, because you are going to be interacting with a person that while she's in your life, while you guys are, you know, commingling and getting to know each other and building and journeying through life together, there are going to be certain things that are necessary for you to be educating and instructing her on. And why is this important? Because she is your responsibility. If you chose her and she chose you, she's a responsibility of yours. And any man that is someone that stands from a place of understanding the importance of self-awareness, progression, education, and so forth, is gonna be cold when it comes to information. It's gonna be cold when it comes to knowing I need to be knowledgeable as much as knowledge I can digest, as much that is necessary for me to know, but I also need to be putting myself in a position to constantly be educated, to constantly be digesting things that are going to be beneficial for myself. See, the one thing that I think a lot of cats miss, you know, I used to hear guys talk about how good their bedroom game was, or how good, you know, their mouthpiece was. And those are components. Those are a part of the whole man. Those are a part of the experience that a woman that is in your life is she's going to experience. She's going to interact with that. But those are bleak, in my opinion. What I believe, fellas, that is the most beneficial, the most powerful, the most important thing that a man can be is a professor. Why? Because what you teach her that actually changes her life means more and is more impactful than any bedroom episode, than any, you know, sexual pleasure, than any sweet gesture or sweet nothings you can whisper in her ear. See, that stuff is fleeting. That stuff fades. But information applied, information practiced, information that she's seeing the results of your knowledge, your education, your counseling, your talking, that is lasting. And that, my fellas, is what I believe every man should be striving for. The reason why is because it's a part of your DNA. It's a part of your job, your journey, your benefit. A lot of times, and what motivated me to even start this channel to begin with, is that I see such a dismissive attitude and a dismissive, representation of men collectively. We don't have the best PR. We don't have the best reputation when it comes to the collective society. And then as chocolate men, as black men, that's another tier to it. So I, being someone that I believe is always striving to elevate self, push past the version of who I was a year ago, the year prior, a month ago. I'm always looking to try to better myself, be more aware, be more caring, be more patient, be more considerate, and so on and so forth. And I know I'm venturing off a little bit off topic, but I wanted to share this with you because it's an all-inclusive type of ordeal. And that's all necessary relative to this particular series about growing, being your best self, being a whole man. I want that for all my fellas. And as a man, you have to be able to understand that every day you wake up and every day your feet hit the floor, you're important. I don't care if you're a trash man. I don't care if you're a janitor. I don't care if you deliver pizzas. I don't care if you're a CEO of a Fortune 500. You are a man. And just from that premise alone, you should wake up every day and stand tall and know that you're freaking valuable and you're important. And these particular things that I'm going over will just help you to make a better contribution to your neighborhood, to your family, to your life, and then your lineage to come. So anyway, being a professor, this is not to say that you need to necessarily be certified for this. And that's another thing. Do not let people silence you just because you don't hold a certification on a wall, or just because you have not, competed in a formal education platform. That does not always make significance in the world when it comes to knowledge, wisdom, and smart. Some of the smartest people never step foot in college. And I was just talking to a friend of mine last night that I was like, what amazes me about the world? What amazes me about the world is when I look at all that we have, from airplanes to construction to pavement to hotels, and just the vastness of our life modern day. Because obviously I wasn't around at the induction of mankind. But can you imagine that all this stuff came from somebody's thought, somebody's focus, some itch mentally that someone was like, yo, we can do that. Yo, we can create that. The world is decent in these caves. The world is decent on this dirt, but it can be done better. That's what I love about men. We're creators. We are all artists in our own way, shape, or form. We're all bosses in our own way, shape, or form. And we're all here to leave the world different, better than when we landed on the planet. And that's what I'm about. That's what this is for. So anyway, fellas, when you are building, when you are, growing with a young lady, your job is to be a professor. Oh, you don't think she wants to know things about how you think? Oh, you don't think that your perspective on things is necessary? I'm here to tell you that's not true. And I don't care if she's more educated than you, quote unquote. I don't care if she had a better GPA than you. There's just certain things that as a man, you are by birthright more equipped, more sound, more qualified to speak on. Your experiences, the interactions you had, and so on and so forth. These are all relative things that can be beneficial to your life, her life, your family's life. So don't let nobody silence your outlook, your voice. I'm standing with you. We got other men standing with you. And I want you to stand firm. Know that what you got to say, know that what you have to bring is valuable. Teach her. Show her how to be a better person. Show her how to be more considerate. Show her how to be more patient. I promise you, fellas, the relationship you'll create will be better. You'll be acting and flowing in your purpose, and your family overall be better for it. Thank you today for hanging out with me. That's what I wanted to leave you guys with. Not too long. I hope it was bearable. I hope you guys got something out of it. I appreciate you hanging out with me for this time. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the notification bell so you can see all the updates and things that I'm bringing on my channel on a regular basis. I appreciate it. Go ahead and share the content. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Go ahead and slide out the kitchen. Hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing. And I'm going to come back tomorrow to finalize this series. We're going to talk about being a gangster. Y'all have a good one.